Hello, and welcome back. I'm Arumba. Thank you for joining me. Let's play some more of our campaign in EU4. This is the Schizophrenic Sovereignty campaign. We are now going to be playing as Abenaki. We'll talk about that in a moment. Before we get into what I decided to do at the end of the last episode, I want to do a quick review of the world since it's about that time. We're approaching the year 1600, which means that very soon we're going to see the next institution spawn, which is going to be global trade. Global trade spawns in the year 1600 or later. It is going to be in the node where there is the most total trade value, and it will spawn in the country that has the most active trade power in that node. So, all we need to do to figure out most likely where it's going to spawn is just go find trade zones, trade nodes, and look at total value. So it's going to spawn in the Beijing node, most likely. Could theoretically still spawn in Genoa if anything changes. And actually, this is possible. Right now, Beijing does have more money than Genoa, but come to think of it, the fact that Ming has Korea mostly occupied right now in this war to make him into a tributary again means that he's probably getting, especially if he has the estuaries, no estuary occupation there. He does have this estuary occupied. No, we were Korea. We had Japan. What happened? No, didn't we do this? We did this. We totally won a war against this guy. Why does Japan own that again? Dirty. I don't like it. Korea's failing me. This is making me upset. But anyway, the fact that Ming currently occupies this means that more money is coming out of the Nippon node than should, which is going into Hangzhou, which is going into Beijing. So he might have a temporary bonus to the trade value that is in this node. I'm not sure. Either way, whether it's Ming or Genoa, it will be interesting, I think. Alright, what else? First off, the game is not running well. Let me tab out and back in. It seems to do that sometimes, and it annoys the crap out of me. We want to take a look at some of the countries we've played before. We also want to definitely take a look at more institution spread, religion, and colonization. So let's just start at the beginning. Xie, which is not how you pronounce it, I know, is doing well. They're not really doing that great on tech because unfortunately they still have no institutions. Portugal is colonizing directly adjacent to them, but I'm mostly certain that feudalism won't be able to cross that strait, cross that sea tile. So I still don't think he's going to be able to get anything from that. Honestly, if I were playing him again, if I were still playing him, I would have developed feudalism a long time ago myself. I don't know. We'll see. Alaska is creeping their way down. Ming has started a new colonial region, Ming Cascadia. Alaska actually has enough income now that they are able to support their own colony, so they are growing now as well. And of course, Ming will never lose them as a subject, because Ming is too strong. So Xie, overall, doing alright. Inca is a thing. Instead of being... Who was it before? Colima, I want to say? Something like that. I guess they reformed in Inca. That's not Hoila, but I still kind of check this area out because we played there before. Tupinamba, not being very smart, he is colonizing for some reason over here instead of down here and keeping his land contiguous. And instead just deciding to give it all up to Inca. So he's just gifting Inca land, basically. I mean, there's a very clear path. You attack the one province miners first. You colonize everything here. You murder Portuguese Brazil because Portugal can't defend him. You don't colonize next to the Inca. I mean, you got a tech advantage over him, but come on, man, play better. So that's I guess the summary of Tupinamba. He has all of the institutions. Good for him. Portuguese Brazil's getting kind of big, but I have to imagine that their army is still pretty weak. Just out of curiosity, let's check real quick. Portuguese Brazil. Mr. Portuguese Brazil has exactly 0 troops. So when I say it's pretty small, it's pretty small. Tupinamba, attack this guy, please. Don't attack this guy. Are you in an offensive or defensive war? At war with Inca, defender against Inca. Yeah, well, he wouldn't have attacked you if you hadn't colonized next to him. That is frustrating. All right, who else did we have? Let me get my list of countries. Armenia, do they still exist? They do, but probably not for long. They still have 2 provinces. They are allied with the Palatinate, which means that France will just murder them soon. Okay, well that was a quick review of that country. Austria. Austria is having a very hard time getting imperial authority. It looks like every time he gets reelected, he gets 10, and then he just loses it all promptly over the next few years. He's continuing to lose land to France, and it is what it is. We'll look at religion at the end, after we've reviewed the countries. We also have Chagatai. I'm not going in order this time. Chagatai recently lost some stuff to my other countries. As Timurids, stole Afghanistan from him. As Korea, I stole Mongolia and other Oirat from him, parts of Oirat. So Chagatai overall, he's still got Kazakh as a subject, and he does have Oirat. They're both unhappy with the relationship. Chagatai has 3 of the institutions, and soon we'll have printing press. He's not really in a good position to grow. I'm surprised he hasn't tried to placate or integrate Kazakh. He's had him for a long time. So that's kind of weak. Granted, I've personally beat up on him a bit, so I guess maybe it's not really his fault. Bahmanis never did die to that supposed coalition that people thought would happen. He's got claims everywhere. He's doing a great job centralizing southern India. He's still allied with Sind and Delhi, neither of which have any desire for his land. And so this little triumvirate in India is probably going to stick together for quite a while. I think he's just going to keep on murdering Jaunpur and Bengal. The only drawback he has is that he is not a tributary under Ming, so he can't attack Bengal right now. But he can attack Jaunpur, and he will, I'm sure of it, every time he gets a chance. Jaunpur is allied to Gujarat, which is nothing. So maybe Bahmanis gets strong enough eventually to try to take on Ming, and maybe they'll go after Bengal. Or maybe Bengal decides they don't want to be a tributary, and then Bahmanis pounces on him. Don't really know for sure. Hormuz is in trouble. Hormuz had a chance. I gave him a good chance. But then I immediately after that played a country, and then I attacked him. And I screwed his chance to do everything, and then I allied the Timurids to the Ottomans, and yeah, so Hormuz is done. He's just going to die. I tried my best when he was my country, but from there, nah. Korea is... I don't know. Ming has 77 war score. He's just trying to make him into a tributary. With that CB... Confused. I'm trying to see the land that Ming wants to have. There it is. I don't know what I did wrong there, but... Why is it not showing Ming wanting land? For some reason, when I click on Ming, it doesn't appear to be working. I can see what Buryatia wants. He wants that. Korea wants this. Ming doesn't. I don't know. He's got this tributary war. In theory, he should just make him into a tributary, but I have a feeling he's going to take some of the land. That's why I was trying to check what land he wants, but I don't know. I hope he doesn't murder Korea. I hope he doesn't, like, ruin the relationships and stuff, or break Buryatia free, or all that stuff. Unfortunately, Korea is having such trouble right now that he's not colonizing. He did do a colony here, which is a weird choice of colonization, I think. I was happy to see that he did fabricate a claim on Tidore, so my game plan is something he's maybe considering doing, is attacking the 2 little Spice Island guys just to get a little bit of production income. It's a shame to see such a highly developed and highly productive country struggling so much right now. But whatever. Timurids, we just finished playing. I really didn't like this peace deal, but again, I am not going to say it went perfectly, but I'm happy with the result of my second Timurids session, and I think that Timurids is in a very good position right now. Allied to the Second World Great Power, rivaled to, unfortunately, the triumvirate in Italy, India. He's going to have a hard time actually expanding in that direction, but he's got people to attack. You know, he's got Khorasan, he's got the Baluchistani cores in Sind, he's got all of this to eat. He can attack north into Nogai, and of course, when the Ottomans inevitably declares Ankara, because the Timurids have rivaled him, he'll just piggyback on that war, and they'll eat half of it, basically. Timurids will take probably maybe like a third, and the Ottomans will take 2/3, and he'll get to expand for a while. So the Timurids are looking pretty stable, I think. Kazembe. Kazembe is continuing to grow. He's now fabricating on the coastline. He's got 2 colonies at once. Sick. 2 colonies at once, really. With a single idea group. Wonder if he had an event that gave him a second colony, or if he's just being really aggressive and sending colonists. Actually, hold on. He's got 2 colonists. Why do you have 2 colonists? You only have you only have exploration ideas. Did you get another event or something that gave you a temporary colonist, maybe? Colonial rush, something like that? I don't know. But yeah, he's going for it, so... He's still got this guy as a march. Never has revoked that status. He's going to clean this area up, I think. Lüneburg. Lüneburg exists! That's all that matters. And Lüneburg has the same provinces I think he had the last time we looked at him. We looked at Ming while we looked at Korea. Ming is beating up on Korea. He's not being nice. Hara, unfortunately, I don't even consider them to be a country I played in the past because now they're just food for these guys. They're gonna die. He's gonna die. We got rid of his only powerful ally. He's allied to Chagatai and Biapis. Yeah, good luck. He's done. Alright, and so that's pretty much it for the countries. Let's take a look at just religion. Anglican, the British special version of Catholicism, is obviously dominant in Great Britain. That one looks kind of different. What's up with that one? It's a Catholic province, and then he's got some Protestant, probably from the Centers of Reformation. How many Centers of Reformation are still alive? We got one in the capital of Sweden, which is in Stockholm. We've got one in Hamburg, and then we still have, Austria never jumped on it. He didn't kill that one province minor Center of Reformation. So those are the 3 Protestant ones. Now there is some Reformed, and I don't see any Reformed Centers of Reformation. So... Did they all die, or did only one person do it? I don't know. That's interesting. So, Protestant France, that's kind of different, I think. Catholic Iberia is normal. Reformed in Italy, that's somewhat normal, I think. And then we got Reformed still here, but without a Center of Reformation, I can't see how Reform's really going to stick long term. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. And then the last thing I want to do is just a quick overall view of like how the weirdness of our institution spread in the game has affected the whole world, not just a specific area. So feudalism normally is in Europe and isn't in this northern area here at the start of the game. The hordes don't have it. Obviously no one in the New World has it. No one in Africa has it. Everyone has feudalism now. I mean, it's the year 1590, you would expect that. Everyone except for the New World, but it is spreading. Castile colonized up here. And it looks like a lot of the little one-province miners have been using that to start to leech feudalism. In fact, over here, we actually have some feudalism from knowledge sharing. So that's interesting. Hopefully that's not because I forgot to turn off Terra Incognita one time, but I guess we'll find out as we keep playing. Renaissance, still same situation, spread. We bought it as Ming early game, so it started here, started there, and then kind of met halfway through. That was pretty quick. Colonialism, Ming spawned it. I didn't do it, but Ming got it after we stopped playing as them. It's pretty much everywhere again, except for the New World. And then printing press, unfortunately, we didn't get lucky. Tupinamba didn't spawn it, which would have been funny. It still would have spread pretty quickly in Germany, but it would have delayed it a few years. Castile still doesn't have printing press, which is unfortunate, because Castile has a colonial nation. As soon as Castile embraces printing press, his subject is going to get it from, where does it say it in there? Port/capital, colonial overlord has printing press. So as soon as the overlord gets it, Castile's going to get it, which is going to be relevant soon when we talk about Abenaki. And then again, we're not sure if the next institution will spawn in Genoa or in the Beijing node, but we're going to find out within the next 10 years or so. Actually, with the next country. So that's the institution spread situation. Last thing I want to review. This is practically a whole episode just talking about the world, which is fine, I think. I found it interesting to see how colonization is going in general. We have some unusual colonizers, right? Normally you have Castile, you have Portugal, you have France, Great Britain, you have maybe Norway if they live. You have Russia, who gets a colonist in his ideas, I think. Or actually, he gets that new Siberian frontiers thing to colonize automatically, even without exploration. So he's probably starting to creep his way across. Oh yeah, definitely. We're going crazy with this. He's going to get over to Briatia within the next couple of years. But Savoy has actually gone double exploration. He's gone exploration expansion. And Savoy has been colonizing. And oddly, Savoy is colonizing near here. He's going for the Savoyard Columbia. So that's cool. We got a French Caribbean. And Portugal has really only colonized in this one location, in Brazil for the most part. And then he's kind of starting in this area. Castile did take St. Helena. Portugal did go to South Africa. But I don't see any of the other islands to hopscotch over into the Malaccas. Like Malacca, whatever this one's called. Yeah, the Malacca node. Beyond that, the fact that Portugal just got murdered by Morocco, and Morocco doesn't have colonization, means that I think Portugal is probably going to die, and there's just going to go a major colonizer. Castile, likewise, has exploration expansion, but he's getting murdered by Aragon and Morocco, so he's probably going to die. France has just recently picked up their second exploration expansion idea group, the exploration first, then expansion. So he's just getting started with colonization, but he'll be pretty darn good at it. Great Britain, of course, has just slowly been working toward it. They're barely into it. 2 exploration ideas. So he's going to start colonizing too, but he's really slow compared to everyone else. In fact, he doesn't even have a colony established as far as I can see. Yet. He either can't reach them or hasn't explored it yet, or the knowledge of the area hasn't been spread. I'm not sure. So, that's interesting. And then, of course, Ming is colonizing. Korea is colonizing, and that's it. We did not take colonization for Papanis. And then Kazembe, this is unusual too. Just the fact that Kazembe has colonization means that mid-Africa in this area down here, South Africa, is going to be much more developed, much more fleshed out than it would otherwise normally be. So, that's kind of the review of the world. You know what I think I might do, actually? I'm going to keep this video a little bit shorter than some of the other ones that I've done, and we're not even going to really call this, like, episode 1 of a new country. This is just going to be, like, a formal review of the world episode. So, I'm going to take a break here. Next episode, we're going to talk about Abenaki and why I decided to give this country a shot, even though they're probably going to die. And we'll see what happens in the next episode. So, thanks for watching, everyone. See you soon.